Hi, I'm Andy and this is Investing Book Highlights. I started reading investing books 2 years ago. I took it to heart when I learnt that the best investors in the world read, and they read a lot and they read a variety of different topics. Investing Book Highlights is here to help investors read books different to the ones constantly recommended, though some of those I've read too. So when I read a book, I get out my yellow highlighter and I highlight what I think are important sentences or passages. Some books I'll highlight a lot, some books I'll highlight a few, and some books I don't make any highlights at all. Highlighting when you read is something I definitely recommend. Invested was the 9th investing book I read. Written by Danielle and Phil in 2018, I purchased the 2019 edition on March 5, 2019. It has 336 pages and I made highlights on 136 pages. I mentioned in the last video that I had ordered Invested, but it was on back order. In the meantime, I had read the Australian ETF Guide and the Little Book of Common Sense Investing. Also at this time, I was looking at Vanguard's ETFs and had pretty much decided that I was going to passively invest in ETFs rather than invest in individual companies. So it was a Sunday night, and having waited a month for Invested to arrive, I decided that the next day I was going to cancel the order. I checked my emails in the morning and there was a tracking notification. Well, I couldn't cancel it now. In my first video on the Barefoot Investor, I mentioned that reading Warren Buffett's name put me on my investing trajectory. Well, within a chapter or two of Invested catapulted that trajectory. I dropped any idea of passive investing and decided I would follow value investing. What a difference 12 hours can make. But back to what this channel is all about. The first highlight from Invested that I wanted to look at is from page 131. Big four numbers. The numbers are net income, book value plus dividends, sales, and operating cash. This is when I realized that I was going to be able to look at financial statements and understand aspects of them. The fog of how on earth am I going to be able to look at financial statements and understand them lifted. I didn't have to understand every line item. I only needed to understand a few. The second highlight is from page 149. I was more attentive to the companies in my world. I started looking at everything as a possible investment. Danielle goes on to talk about how her perspective about companies changed when walking down a grocery store aisle. Who made that product? Who owns that product? Oh, that's the parent company of this product and that product. This happens to every beginner investor, and it happened to me. You begin to look at products and companies differently. You wonder if you can invest in them or if they are worth investing in. The final highlight I'm going to discuss, which is on page 231, is wanting a company to be awesome is a huge problem. I've come up against this problem many times, especially when I only had 1 or 2 companies on my watch list. I was worried that if a market crash was to happen, I wouldn't be able to diversify over more than just 1 or 2 companies. And in that mindset, I became relaxed on the big four numbers and became relaxed about something I read about management and became relaxed about a company not being in my circle of competence. But by continuing to study value investing, it brings you back around to the companies you should be investing in. I've also come across this problem when it's a product or service I love. I've wanted so badly to invest in the company, but it just doesn't meet my value investing requirements. When this happens, I mentally draw a line between the product and service I love and the company, and I tell myself to just enjoy using the product or service and hope that one day the company will get its act together. Thank you Danielle Town and Phil Town for writing Invested. In each video, I tally up the cost of the books I've read. As this was book 9, the total cost is $218.14, and that's in Australian dollars. To help build this channel, please click like and subscribe. And what investing book has catapulted your investing interest? Leave a comment or question below and I'll be sure to follow up. And I hope your day is full of highlights.